now is to express this as a perfect square plus a remainder. So I need to think about what does this number at the end need to be to make it a perfect square, and then suss out what the remainder is. So what is it going to be? No? Right. I need this to be s squared plus 6s plus 9. That's the perfect square, isn't it? But it should be plus 4, so I've got to take away 5. And then I've got it as I've re-expressed it as a perfect square and a remainder. So I can write it as s plus 3 all squared minus 5. So we can write this as this. Try this one. I'll pause this video. Look at what we've been doing. Made it a bit more awkward this time because this is an odd number. So express it as a perfect square. Half the 3. Then what have I got to add? What should this number be? And then think of the remainder. So express it as a perfect square, something squared, but then plus or minus some remainder. And I'll just pause this while you do it. So what I do is, I take my s squared, I look at the 3s, I half that in my head, half of 3 is 1.5, square that, 1.5 squared is 2.25. So this is the perfect square, is it not? S squared plus 3s plus 2.5 would be the perfect square. We've actually got 12, so I split my 12 into 2.25 plus 9.75. And so then I say, right, yes, so then I say, as a perfect square, this would be s plus 1.5 all squared plus 9.75, the remainder. So this time it's a plus. And that's the sort of thought process. Let's try another one. Try this one. Again, end up with a perfect square plus or minus some remainder by thinking about what the remainder, what this number needs to be for this to be a perfect square, and to get that you think about this. So should get something like this if you've been doing this on this from this video. So what I do is I take this 2.4 and half it to get 1.2. I square that. 1.2 squared is 1.44. So then I look at this and I say, right, what have I got to do to get from 1.44 back to 2 again? Add 0.56. So in other words, I can write this as s plus 1.2 squared plus 0.56. S plus 1.2 squared plus 0.56. And that would be another way of writing this. So finally, look at this one. First job is to get rid of this 3, make it just s squared, and then again think about halving whatever the coefficient of s is here and squaring it. And what have I got to do then to make it 2.4, because that will be my remainder. So see what you get for that one. So first step, divide by 3, and we get s squared plus 8 over 3s plus 0.8. Good. So now what we do is, in practice, we take our 8 over 3 and we half it and square it, and that gets us 1.78, near enough. So then we ask ourselves, okay, I should have 0.8, so I've actually got to take away 0.98 to get me back to the 0.8. So that's my remainder, minus 0.98. So now I can write this as s plus 4 over 3s, half of it, sorry, 4 over 3, all squared, minus 0.98. And that would be my answer. That's how I would rewrite this, or this. So I can express a quadratic as a perfect square plus or minus some remainder.